afternoon, and welcome to Wolfie and the Dutch, where it is always the afternoon.
I am Wolfie.
And I'm the Dutch.
And it's not a slow week. It is like the first week that hasn't been slow in a while.
Yes.
So there's some stuff to talk about. The first thing that I saw that kind of caught my interest was the new. You remember in E3, Xbox was like, "Yo, we're gonna do a smaller Xbox One and also a new Xbox soon."
Yeah.
That
sure.
is coming out August 2nd. I didn't think it was coming out that soon.
Yeah, they're really pushing for this new Xbox One S, is it?
Yeah, so it's 40% smaller. It's like 2 terabytes.
Yeah.
It's cheaper. It's between $299 and $399. I think it depends on how much memory you want with it.
Yeah, it does.
But I think that's cheaper, right?
Yes.
How much cheaper
definitely.
is it? How much was the first one?
Well, when the Xbox One came out, it was like $350 or $400, wasn't it?
I think it must have been 400. It must have been. I can't see it being. But all the accessories and stuff work with this, which it should. I think you can get better resolution and stuff with it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I just was surprised that it's like August 2nd. I thought it was going to be closer to the Christmas rush.
Yeah, it would make sense for it to be put out around Christmas or Black Friday.
Yeah. And the second one, I am so excited for this movie news, man.
Oh my goodness.
I am so excited. Which is odd because of what we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks. Live action Pokemon movie? Yes, please.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it's gonna have Detective Pikachu. Have you seen Detective Pikachu?
I've seen Detective Pikachu.
He is adorable. He looks like Sherlock Holmes. It's gonna be live action. He's gonna go around and do stuff.
I don't know how I feel about this.
I can't believe you're not on board.
I can't get on board with a live action Pokemon movie. I just at this point in time, I cannot get on board with this movie.
No, but you're all about Pokemon Go.
I'm all about Pokemon Go. And
but you don't want
to
see a real Pokemon.
I don't want to see a live action Pokemon film. I think
I do. I absolutely do.
That the countless shows and animated movies are fine. I think that it should stay animated, and at this point in time, I'm not on board with this live action Pokemon thing.
But why? They've done 19 animated films. Why can't they do a live action?
I don't know. I don't want to see live action Pokemon. I just don't.
Absolutely.
At this point. Maybe I'll change my mind when it gets closer. When's this slated for release? Like 2018 or something like that?
2017, actually.
17.
Which seems pretty quick.
Yeah, I guess that's next year.
Yeah. So I don't know where they're at or if that's when they want to have it done, but like a year seems crazy.
Yeah.
Like unless they've already been planning it.
Maybe a commercial for it, like a trailer will come out, and I'll watch it, and it'll just rock my world.
Right, because it's not like it's some crappy little company. It's Legendary Pictures that has picked it up, and they do good stuff.
Yeah. Well,
and then Universal's going to distribute it.
At this point, I'm on the please don't category of things.
Right. So, like, what about Netflix, though? Because Netflix has been hot on them for something for a while. Like, I think they want to do a show.
Pokemon content?
Yeah. Would you want to see a live-action show, then?
A live-action show? Or are you just not about the live action? I don't want to see live action. I don't want to see live action Pokemon. You just don't want to see live action? No.
Why not, man?
Like, I don't know. It's just... Its place is in animation, I think.
I mean, I don't agree, but That's fine.
Maybe I'll change my mind.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
So this next one is kind of, I don't know why I want to talk about it. I don't even
It's
have a
super
lot of
interesting, is why.
I don't have a lot of investment in it, but
No. Yeah.
so there's a game called No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky, for a little bit of backstory, because there's been a lot happening with it. No Man's Sky was like a Kickstarter game, I believe. It raised a ton of money, like millions of dollars. Went into development, had kind of a rocky development, but for the most part, it's looking good. It's looking fine. The basis of the game is kind of like a mix between Mass Effect and, I don't know, an exploration game. I can't think of the other one. So basically, you go to different galaxies and you explore different planets, and you're a spaceship and you run around and you check stuff out. And that kind of doesn't make it sound super appealing, but it is. It looks super cool, like
it really
the
does.
commercials and stuff, the little trailers and stuff. But they hit a couple of really big bumps that people weren't impressed, because they had a release date finally after, like, I don't know, man, this game's been in development for a few years now. They were like, yo, it's gonna be this month, July. July comes around and they're like, we gotta push it back. And they had to push it. People think they had to push it back because somebody put a copyright claim on the word sky. So because they had No Man's Sky, they were like, hey, that's our word. You can't use that word. That's our word.
Only we can use that word.
That's for us. So No Man's Sky was like, well, I guess we're gonna go to court then, because we're gonna use it. And from what I understand, they won the legal battle, or they settled, or whatever. But then, and this is the part that I was kind of like, and I'm gonna, not being a science person at all, I'm going to regurgitate what I read, which was very brief.
You mean you're gonna regurgitate what you skimmed over?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean, because it was really boring. So basically, the game engine uses a super formula created by Gohan Gellis. But at the time, I don't think they realized that this dude had patented this formula. And the formula
did you say this dude's name was Gohan?
That's his name, man. I wrote it down and everything.
How do you spell this name?
Gohan.
Are you sure?
Either I did that phonetically, or that's how it's actually written. Sometimes I do it phonetically.
Carry on.
So this dude, the game developers are using this formula, whether they knew it was patented or not. I don't know. They probably didn't. And it works to procedurally generate, different worlds and, I guess, galaxies and stars and stuff. So every world will be different. There'll always be randomly generated, and it's a way of making a universe, right? So you don't have to craft each planet individually. This will just be like, here's all the assets, randomly put them together in such a way that it works. And that's what the game engine is able to do. And this dude, Gohan, is like, hey, that's my formula, brah. You can't use that. I patented that. And then, so they're into another legal battle over that. And it just seems silly. Like, that kind of stuff just seems silly.
You know, I guess it makes sense that that you should be able to patent scientific discoveries or whatnot.
Does it make sense, though? Like, at what point does it belong to mankind? Because it's not like he invented it. Like, he didn't invent it. It was always there. He just found it.
I mean,
right?
Animals that people discover are named after them.
Not all the time. Usually the scientific person that discovered it, they're not allowed to name it after themselves. They have to name it after something else.
That's dumb. I would want to name it the something Dutch source.
The Duchosaurus.
Duchosaurus.
I mean, but that's what I mean is like,
Yeah, I
how do
suppose.
you patent
Yeah,
something
like
like
where's
that?
the line? Like I could see
Yeah,
how it's like his name would be attached to it, I guess.
sure,
But
I
I guess you
guess.
can't really say you can't use this formula because it's mine. I guess that's kind of sketchy.
Isn't it kind of like saying, well, I was the first one that did 2 plus 2 equals 4, so nobody else gets to use it. I own it.
Yeah, I guess it kind of is like that.
Isn't that kind of the same thing? I don't know. I'm not a science guy. I'm not
Uh,
the science guy.
there's already a the science guy.
Yeah. Um,
All right.
that's all I had on that, man. I was just like,
So it
I just
looks
saw it and I was like, really?
if you're into this kind of thing, like definitely check out the trailer for this game. It looks pretty interesting.
It does look cool.
It doesn't look like it's gonna be on Xbox One though. At the moment, it doesn't look like
No,
they've put that out there.
it sounds like Xbox has this kind of rule where if you want to put a game on their platform, they want it on the same day that PlayStation gets it. They don't
Yeah.
want a timed exclusive.
Hmm.
So the guys had already made a deal with Sony, I guess, being like, yeah, you get it first in exchange for probably money. Um,
Yeah.
but this time around, it seems like because it's going to the PC as well, it's going to go to the Windows Store. So it seems like Microsoft understands that this game is kind of a big seller.
Hmm.
That they might make an exception on that
Yeah,
rule,
for sure.
which they've been getting more laid back recently, anyways.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Next topic.
hmm.
Star Wars.
Star Wars,
It's always the best topic.
my
So,
favorite topic.
absolutely. They're at Star Wars Celebration in Europe. It
Yeah.
was announced the young gentleman who will be playing Han Solo in the new
Who
Han
is that?
Solo spin-off. Okay, I'm gonna try to pronounce this dude's name,
Yeah, well, you can't do any
and
worse
we'll
than I
see
did
what
with
happens.
Gohan.
Yeah, Alden Ehrenreich is this new guy
Sure.
that that is supposed to be playing Han Solo. And I tell you what, he doesn't look like a
He
young
does
Harrison
not.
Ford to me.
Nope. Not really.
This seems to be looking at his IMDb, and it seems to be his first real big uh film. It looks like he he has been in several TV shows
Mm-hmm.
as an extra or whatnot. But it doesn't look like he's been in a big name movie yet. And so his first big break is going to be as Han Solo in. Are you ready for this title?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Untitled Han Solo Star
Hit me.
Wars Anthology Film.
Nailed it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Best title I've ever heard in my
Oh,
life.
that's even better
I love
than
it.
Return of the Jedi.
Oh, Return of the Jedi's got nothing on that name.
No.
I mean, but it's pretty typical that they get an actor who hasn't done a lot.
Absolutely, and I
to be in
like
their
that
movies.
about Star Wars.
Usually you don't have like a preconception of the character because you've never seen him before.
Yeah, especially
You know,
younger,
like-
new characters.
Yeah, they did that. They did that with Star Wars. They did that in the prequels as well, and then they did it with number 7. So like
Yeah.
I like that. Like
Yeah, I
mean,
like it
with
too.
a few exceptions of like Sir Alec Guinness and stuff, like and Peter Cushing, they had been in stuff, but the main cast is usually pretty fresh.
Yeah. All right, so what do you, Wolfie? What do you think about all these Star Wars spin-offs that people are talking about? What do you think of this?
I mean, man, I'm so mixed on them. Like, I'm really looking forward to Rogue One.
Oh,
I'm actually
absolutely.
more excited for Rogue One than I was for Episode 7.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't want a Han Solo movie.
Really?
I don't want to see anybody else but Harrison Ford be Han Solo. I have no interest in it.
That's a good
Because to
point.
me, Han Solo and Harrison Ford are the same person.
Yeah, just like Han
Like,
Solo, Harrison Ford, and Indiana Jones are all the same guy.
yeah, yeah. I don't want to see it. I know they did like a younger Indiana Jones series at one point.
Yeah, it wasn't
Um,
good.
yeah, I'm fine with them doing spin-offs. It makes sense. It's a big
Yeah.
universe.
Yep.
Aren't they doing a Boba Fett one?
There's been rumors.
I
I don't
heard.
think anything's been announced.
Right, because there's been rumors since the beginning of time about Boba Fett spin-off movie.
Everybody loves
I
Boba
think
Fett.
I think the first rumor happened after Empire Strikes Back. I think they were like, "Oh, he's getting his own movie," and then number 6 happened, and they were like, "No, he's not."
Yeah, that's a good point.
Uh, there was some other news that you had about Star Wars Celebration, and I don't remember. I didn't jot it down.
About Star Wars Celebration?
Yeah, I thought you said some other stuff.
Oh, yes. Apparently, J.J. Abrams wants a Knights of Ren movie.
Right, that's what it was. That was interesting to me.
Uh,
Cause I,
the in this article that I read, it's really just like thrown in there without much
hmm
explanation. But I think that a Knights of Ren movie would make sense about Episode 7. Do you follow me?
I do, and I agree with you. I
I
think they
I
should. I think
I
absolutely they
also,
should.
being who I am, enjoying the Old Republic books that were focused on Sith Lords.
Yeah,
I want to see a Star Wars movie where the protagonist is a bad guy. I want to see that.
right. But like, the thing is, we don't even really know anything about the Knights of the Ren. We don't know anything other than there's like a
Yeah, that's true.
brief 2 second frame of them all
Yeah,
chilling around
but
each other.
they all looked cool.
They did, yeah, and it's like I didn't even really catch it the first time. Like I think I caught it on the second time that I went to see Star Wars Episode 7.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
I did not catch the link between Kylo Ren and the Knights of the Ren. I don't even think I'd realized the Knights of the Ren existed until the second time I watched it.
Yeah, it's a really offhanded thing that Snoke said, like the leader of the Knights of
Yeah,
Ren or something like that.
and it's just such a little like clip during the little vision that I think Rey has.
Yeah, it's
I
one
kind
of
of
her
need to
little
rewatch it.
flashback moments.
Yeah, and it's like you totally, and I think that's where J.J. Abrams is coming from. Of like, it's probably a big plot point
Mm-hmm.
that needs to be explored a little bit more, and would probably
Yeah,
flesh out what's happening.
yeah. It might
Because
even
it
make
doesn't.
Force Awakens more enjoyable. I don't know.
I wonder where they would put it though. Would they put it before the next main series Star Wars title, or would they put it
Chronologically,
sometime
or
after? No, no, no. Like in terms of when do you release it, right? Because we don't know what the next
oh,
two are gonna have. Like maybe the next two have the Knights of the Ren in them.
yeah,
You know, so do you give that backstory now, like before the next movie comes out? I guess they can't do it
before.
before the next movie, but in
Are we talking about the
between
next
8 and
movie
9.
or the next? Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm talking about the main series. How do we distinctify these now?
Distinctify. I
Spin-offs and
like
main
that.
series? Yeah, that's my word.
Ah, man, episodes and stories. I don't know.
This it's spin-offs and something's
I think
numbers,
numbers. Yes, it's a numbered film.
numbers and yeah, it's the numbers and the non-numbers.
Okay, here's a question. Do you think Rogue One is going to turn
Yeah.
into a Rogue One trilogy?
No.
You don't at all.
No. No?
Why?
No, because the Rogue One movie is set between 3 and 4, right?
But don't you think they introduced enough things in the Rogue One trailers that it could fit more than one film?
No, because they all have to die.
Well, they don't all have to die.
Well, most of them have to die. Many
I
Bothams
guess.
died to get them those plans.
That's a
So
really good point.
a bunch of them have to die. People are gonna have to die. Do I think
But
there are gonna be some reoccurring characters later on? Sure,
what about
possibly.
the girl Urso? Is that her name?
The main chick that's played by
Yeah.
Felicity Jones, I think.
Yes.
Isn't that who it is? No, I think she dies. I think she's gonna die. Straight
You
up.
think she's gonna die?
Yeah, I think it would be a better
But
story.
like it
if she
had
died.
her, it showed her as a Imperial, and it showed her as a rebel, and it makes me
Right,
think
but
that
who's
there may
to
be
say
more
that?
content.
Who's to say that during the movie she has to be, say, a stormtrooper to sneak in and steal the plans? I think she dies by the end of the movie. That's my
You
guess.
do.
Because it would be a
Well,
stronger story if she died.
it really would. That's a really good point.
Yeah, it makes her because the way the trailer is, the way I'm reading the trailer, she's kind of a rebel, haha, quote unquote rebel,
I
to the
rebel.
society to begin with. Yeah, exactly. So they kind of bring her in and they're like, "Yo, this is your last chance to get straight. We're gonna scare you straight here." And then she does, and then like finally her last, act of heroism is saving the entire universe. I think that's a strong story. That's how I
I
would go
mean,
with it
yeah, that's
if I was
a
gonna
really
write it.
good point.
Is I would have her die at the end of the movie.
And it's in his genre, it's supposed to be a war movie, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
And
it
so
looks like that too.
that would be strong.
Um, so
Speaking of Star Wars spin-offs, we're gonna switch gears a little bit.
okay.
Ewan McGregor, how much do you want to see him as Obi-Wan again?
You know what? As soon as Episode 3 ended, I was like, so there's gonna be another Obi-Wan movie, right? Because
Absolutely.
I just want to see Ewan McGregor chill in the desert for the next 80 years. I need to see that. I guess 18 years, but whatever.
It
I
rounds
could
up.
just watch him sit in his little, I don't know, hut, I guess, reading the newspaper and drink tea for an hour and a half.
You know what? I could probably do that too.
I could watch him do that. I love Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. They nailed him as
He's a great actor.
as Obi-Wan. Yeah,
But-
oh yeah, he's great.
You know what? I want to see Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon prequels. I know that it's
Yes.
unlikely because the actors are like 20 years older now, but it's Hollywood.
Ooh, that's
Y'all
true.
can set that up. And
Yeah,
how awesome
that
would
is
that
too
be?
bad. Because they do have the book series, which I guess
I don't
isn't
even know if it's canon anymore.
It's not. It wouldn't be.
Nothing's canon. None of the good things are canon.
Except, what's his name? What's his name? Thrawn.
Thrawn?
Thrawn, he's canon now. Yeah, because he's gonna be in Star Wars Rebels. So I was
That's,
happy to see that. I was like, yeah.
That's cool. Thrawn was an excellent
Because he's a
bad
cool
guy.
character. Yeah, he's a great character. I wish we got to see Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan do stuff, because I love both of those characters.
How great would that be? That would be awesome.
It'd be great. So I know Ewan McGregor wants to do a spinoff.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's all about it.
I don't know that
It's just
anything
about-
has been announced yet.
I don't think it has. They must be in talks. He must have, as soon as Disney bought the movies, he probably phoned him up and was like, "So when's my movie coming out?
Call him up.
When do you want me? When do you want me? When do you want me at the studio to shoot? We're doing an Obi-Wan movie, right?"
Excellent.
Yeah,
Absolutely
I would like
excellent.
to see that.
All right.
Nothing else
probably-
really came out of the Star Wars celebration, other than they were like, "We're doing video games," and everybody was like, "We know," and they were like,
You've been
"Cool."
saying that for years.
Haven't you guys always been doing video games?
Oh, there's the new Battlefront DLC that we don't really care about
Right.
because
The
Battlefront was
expansion.
terrible.
Don't play it. Yeah, was and is. I'll stand by that.
Yep.
Hmm.
With this new Death Star expansion, maybe it's an entire game now.
Oh, oh, that was a burn.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
Uh,
The
yeah,
only one else getting burned here is the person that's dropped $200 on the game and DLCs.
Ooh, that one was spicy. Oh, I felt that one.
Actually, that was just a
yeah,
guess. I don't know how much money
games.
it actually was, but still, DLCs
I have
planned
no
for, and oh my goodness.
During launch, at launch, they were
During the
like,
launch,
"You guys have to
yeah.
buy the DLC." Yeah,
I'm
that
not
game
okay
was a
with that.
mess. No, and it's too bad because it could have been a great game,
Could have been,
and it wasn't.
was not.
So that's that.
No Man's Sky is everything that Battlefront could have been. Let's just
Yes. You know
let's
what?
just
All
let
I
that
wanted was
sink in.
Galactic Conquest. That's all.
That's
If you
all
had
we
given me
wanted.
Galactic Conquest, I would have bought it.
Yeah, dude. Like, if we could have played Galactic Conquest online, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have totally bought it. But they were like, no, you get like 2 things. You either get
That's
to do Walker
it.
Assault or Skirmish. And it's like, I don't. Well, I like Walker Assault, but I don't like it that much.
Yeah.
So it was
Super
like,
not worth it.
Nah. At this point, you might as well wait till the next Battlefront and see if they figure it out.
It's kind of like we've given up on Battlefront almost as much as we've given up on Destiny.
Yes. Yes.
Everything
Except
that
we'll
it
see
could
when
have
this next
been.
expansion comes out.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right. Next topic was supposed to be The Killing Joke, the new Batman movie.
Right.
But we're going
We
to
won't
postpone that because I have made plans to go and see it
Oh.
soon. So
Are
after
we gonna
I've
get a
seen
Killing
it,
Joke review?
we are going to get a Killing Joke review.
You know what? Speaking of things that are being reviewed,
Oh, yeah.
we are doing a Pokemon review. It's gonna
Yes, we
come out
are.
after this episode. I think I'm gonna put it up Wednesday.
It's going to come
I
up
think,
Wednesday.
and it's basically, it felt better to do like a review on it because we've
Yeah.
talked about it for so long, and we've now both played it. Let me tell you, I've played it. I got it. I have caught Pokemon. I've been to the Pokestops. I walked into a tree. I've caught a lot of Pokemon.
Whoa. Wolfie,
I've
let
used
me
items.
stop you.
I've
me
played
stop
the
you.
game. I've played the
me
game for a
stop
couple
you.
hours, and I
Don't
have a
change
lot
the
to say
subject.
about it. So make
Don't
sure
change
you
the
watch.
subject. Tell me about
Make sure
this.
you watch
Tell me about this tree.
on
Was it
Wednesday for a
evergreen?
Pokemon review. You want to talk about what you were reading, right, Dutch?
Before we get into
Yeah.
that, this
What's
tree.
that?
Did you walk into a low-hanging branch, or did you straight on right into the trunk?
Okay, so there I was. So what had happened was I was still learning the game, right?
Yeah.
I was learning about, because you got to have your phone out. And this is, I'm not going into the review, but one of the reasons, just for a taste, I kind of don't like it, is you got to look at your phone quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So there I am looking at the phone. And you know me, I'm kind of a taller dude. I err on the tall side.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of trees where I live. So a lot of them aren't trimmed. They're actually like the branches go to about like, I don't know, I would say 5 feet, which is way too low for me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at my phone, heads down, and then it's like, whoop! And my face slaps into a tree, but I'm too busy trying to find a Pikachu. So I'm like, it's fine. I run into stuff all the time. I'll just power through it. And I didn't realize that there was going to be 4 or 5 more branches that I had to power through to get me. I didn't even get me a Pikachu.
Did you catch the Pikachu?
No, I didn't even get the Pikachu. I ran into a tree for nothing. I will say, though, Hold on, one last thing, because this one time I felt kind of bad because it was Sunday that I was playing this game, right?
Uh,
Um, and it was in the evening. I was walking to a friend's place, and I was like, "Cool, I'll walk to the friend's place, and I'll really play the game and understand the mechanics and have a lot to say about it." And so I'm like, "Oh, cool. There's like a lure over on this property, right?" So I was like, I'll just go over there, and I'm like. I kind of felt bad because I roll up on this church and there's like 40 people outside of this Catholic church while people are trying to get into mass and they're all
oh
sitting
my
on the
goodness.
steps. And I was like, okay, people need to move for these Catholic going people. I was like, anyways, that's it. That's all I have.
Oh, I am
I don't want
satisfied
to
with
go into
that.
it anymore.
And now for a quick, what's the Dutch reading?
It's a new segment.
New segment.
What's the Dutch reading?
What's the Dutch reading? Right now, the Dutch is
What
reading
is
New
the
52.
Dutch reading? That's what I always ask myself.
Yeah, well,
In the
hey, you
morning.
might as well ask it. Yeah, you might as well ask it one more time.
What is the Dutch reading?
Well, you
Today.
see, the Dutch has been reading New 52 Teen Titans a lot. And I tell you what, it's excellent. Oh my goodness, is it ever excellent. It's, oh man, I would 10 out of 10 recommend this this series for anybody that likes comics. It's gritty, it's got a good story, the art is fantastic, and the Teen Titans are wonderful.
And it's like the whole universe, right? Like the whole universe is 52.
The whole New 52 thing, I dig it. I know that, Wolfie, I know
It's
you're not a
everybody
huge
though,
fan
right?
of it because you don't like change.
I'm not. It's not that I don't
But
like
this,
change.
You don't
It's
like
that
change.
I didn't like this change.
Oh, that's fair. I think
It was too gritty for my taste.
yeah, it is a lot darker than you know what? Spoilers.
Okay.
Spoilers. Absolutely spoilers. There is a several page section of, I think it was the third volume of New 52 Teen Titans. It's called Death of the Family. And this Death of the Family happened with more than just Teen Titans. There's a Nightwing issue, I believe there's a Batgirl issue, and a Batman, and all of them. And I think even the Outlaws. But essentially, the whole Bat family gets kidnapped by the Joker, and bad things are afoot. And I will leave it at that.
Okay.
You gotta read you some new 52 Teen Titans.
See, I'm more of a graphic novel guy. I moved out of the comics a long time ago. I don't think I've really read like the superhero stuff since I was, I don't know, in my teens for sure, my early teens.
Yeah.
And then coming out of high school, I started getting more into the graphic novels. So
Yeah. I'm still all about those superhero comics.
what is your recommendation? What would, if somebody's gonna start in New 52, where would you say they should start?
When I asked myself that, because I just recently got into New 52.
Yeah.
I started with Teen Titans. I don't think that there's a specific you need to start here place. I started with Teen Titans, and now I'm reading Nightwing as well. Nightwing is one of my favorites, so that one's also excellent. But you pick your favorite superhero, and you start New 52 with that guy or girl. I'm not
it
sexist.
should just be fine. Yeah, whatever, man. Whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Does that bring us to the end of this afternoon?
That brings us to the end of the afternoon.
Cool. All right. Well, like I said, check out the Pokemon review. Should be up Wednesday-ish. Some good times there. There's no tree stories in that one. Thank you so much for joining us on this afternoon. Go ahead and like and favorite this video and share it out if you really liked it. leave us a comment or a question. We are going to answer those. That's coming up soon as well. Follow us on Twitter at Wolfie_the_Dutch. And as always, I'm Wolfie.
And I'm the Dutch.
And we'll see you next afternoon.